Many times in our life, we fail to trust in God. And in Genesis 16, that is exactly what Sarai does. Genesis 16, verses 1 through 2 reads, Abram's wife Sarai had borne him no children. Now she had an Egyptian maidservant named Hagar. Sarai said to Abram, The Lord has kept me from bearing children. Have intercourse with my maid. Perhaps I will have sons through her. Sarai not only blamed God for her inability to have children, but she also disobeyed God and his plan. God's plan for Sarai and Abraham was that they were going to have children. God promised them that they would have a child. And Sarai did not trust in that promise. Sarai did not trust in God to be faithful and to complete his promise. And that is why, as believers, we have to seek God more and more every day so that our trust in him can continue to build up, because faith is so important. When we do not trust in God and when we do not have complete faith in him, things can go wrong. And like with Sarai, she did get consequences for her sin. For disobeying God, she got consequences. Because Hagar became pregnant, the maidservant that she gave to Abram, she became pregnant, and Hagar no longer looked at her with respect. And because of that, Sarai got angry and she treated Hagar horribly. So not only did she commit a sin by disobeying God, but then because of the sin she committed and because of the consequences of her sin, she committed yet another sin, which was mistreating Hagar. And so that is just an example of how sin can lead to more sin if we don't catch it when it begins, or if we don't confess it and bring it to God. And what I learned from this story is that we have to trust in God. We shouldn't take matters into our own hands, but we should trust in God and be patient. We shouldn't doubt in his plan for our lives. And being patient doesn't mean not taking any action, but it means constantly trusting in God and persevering through trials, not giving up. Not giving up on God because you know that he has a plan for you, and you're being patient and you're trusting in God and you aren't doubting in God. One thing that I learned before is that doubt, it is a powerful weakness. Like, not powerful in a good way, but I learned that when we ask God for something but we don't believe that he can actually give it to us, he will not give it to us. So doubt is not a weakness, but it's something that doesn't allow us to trust in God and in his plan fully. So we should learn not to doubt in God. And to do that, we can continue to seek him, learn more about him. As you learn more about him, you will learn about the amazing things he has done and he will do, and that he can do. And as you learn more about him, your trust in God will start to grow. And as your trust in God starts to grow, that doubt that you had once before, if you ever did have it, well, honestly, I think all of us have doubt sometimes in our faith. But that doubt, it will start to get smaller and smaller. And that is why seeking God, consistently seeking God, spending time with him is so important. because it builds trust. It builds a stronger relationship with him. And as we build a stronger relationship with him, of course, we start to trust him more and more. And we start to love him more and more as well. And so, as we start trusting God more, we will also start trusting in his plan. Because if we trust in him, we will trust that he is in control and that he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He is a God of order. He is an organized God. So, at whatever time he decides to put something into play, it's because that was the right time, the exact right time. And so trusting in God's timing is important, and reminding ourselves that no matter what time he chooses, that time will be perfect. Because even if we don't think it's perfect, God knows what he's doing, and he's in control. However, there's also something I learned from this chapter. God can use even evil and sin to bring about his plan and purposes for our life, for the world, and for our lives. And what I want you to get from that is that God is powerful. Of course, the fact that God can use even your sin to bring about your plan for your life is not an invitation to keep sinning, but it's an invitation to remind yourself of how powerful God is. And that allows you to build even more trust in him, knowing how powerful and sovereign he is. So, just remember, because of the fact that God can even use evil to bring about his plans and purposes for the world and our lives, that was an insane voice crack, means that there is nothing that can prevail against God's plan. Not even evil itself can prevail against God's plan for your life. So trust in God and that he is in control. Literally nothing can prevail over his plan for your life. Nothing. Not even evil and not even your sin. Again, that is an invitation to keep sinning, because if we keep sinning, that will obviously draw us farther away from God. But it's an invitation to trust in God and that he is sovereign and that he is powerful, because nothing can come against him or his plan for our lives. So, what I wanted to teach you in this video is to trust in God's plan for your life and do not doubt. And continue to seek God so that your trust in him can grow and develop even more, flourish even more. God is in control, and absolutely nothing can change that, because nothing can prevail against his plan for your life, not even evil or your sin. So, yeah. And that's it. God bless you, and God loves you. I hope that you learned something from this video, and I'm sorry that it was so long. I just had a lot to say. God bless you.